Hey, what's going on, guys? I think we're all set up and ready to go. Let me know. So I'm having some trouble with my audio. If anybody can help me out and let me know, can you hear my music and is it overpowering my voice? So previously, the only way that my music would get picked up by the program that I use to stream is by coming out of my speakers and going into my microphone. And now, I don't know if it's picking up the actual audio input device. So if anybody could let me know, is my music too loud or can you hear both? That would be very helpful to me. Rohit, what's going on? Joining right from the start. Welcome. And also I have, you can hear me loud and clear. Well, that's great. As long as the music's not overpowering. Yeah, I don't know why my music doesn't really get picked up by my audio devices. If anybody can help me, if anybody knows a lot about OBS, that'd be very helpful. But no big deal if not. So I'm just gonna toggle all this junk on here for a second so we can see what we're working with and where we want to go from here next. Let me go ahead and save this and close this actually. So I have a little tutorial for you guys later today. I need to finish uploading that and get that ready for you guys. But it'll be on instancing geometry, and I'll upload that a little bit later, like I said, after I finish with that. But yeah, that should be a pretty cool little tutorial, nice and quick and succinct, and hopefully learn you something new about that ZBrush. Alright, so some final stuff with the body. We were looking at feet, right? That was one of the final things that we wanted to look at for the actual base mesh there. And I said that we would kind of take some time to work on some other stuff before we return to those, which is fine. I might want to do a quick little pass on them to see. Last night I was laying in bed trying to think of a new technique for something that I could try, and I thought it might be interesting to try some stuff with live booleans to get some subtractions in there, so maybe something like that. Other than that, looking at clothes, blocking out some more quick little parts here and there, and that sounds like a good direction to go for us as we continue to work here. But yeah, let me see something here. All right. So here's the concept. Here's my concept. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to make that taller. Photoshop doesn't want to comply. So here is this one here. This is my concept that I'm using right now. And right now, so we were looking at the feet. I'm trying to figure some stuff out there. I want to continue to block out some of these clothes. Oh, this is the weird one. The weird song. I want to try to block out some more of these things. This isn't the final concept that I'm working on. And even once I do kind of spruce up the concept some more and get it to a better place, I still will change some stuff in 3D. That's just how I like to work. A lot of the time I just start concepting directly in 3D and don't do a lot of 2D stuff. But this time we're trying to switch it up. So let me duplicate this and just block out the tail of our little sash here. can see that our curve freaked out a little bit there. So I'm going to try to redo that. Start with something, or you know what? The main problem is just we're using the curve tube snap, which snaps to your surface. And if we turn on solo mode, that'll also make that a bit easier to do. This kind of sounds like Goofy from Disney Goofy. I don't know if you guys can hear the voice from the music. It's a little odd, but I'm into it. Immortal, what's going on? Welcome back, yo. Can you guys hear the music? I don't know. Since I've messed with my audio settings, it might not even be picking up at all anymore. Let me know if you can hear it. So a quick little fan out there. I'm gonna make this taller. Back face. Here we go again, that's right, Raphael. Welcome. What's going on? Welcome, everybody. Hope you're all having a great morning, or I guess morning for me, but probably not for all of you. I know it's nighttime for a lot of you. So I hope you're having a great night as well. Deathicus. She's looking so good. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. All in time, right? Yes, yes. All things in time. That's right. I'm a believer that, you know, anybody can paint a Mona Lisa with enough time. Skill is just a matter, skill and practice are just a matter of, you know, doing all that pre-work, so learn more and learn what not to do and how not to F up so much in the future. I'm gonna try to get some twist in this if I can. You're kind of quiet for me with the music playing. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I'm trying out a new setting with my OBS so before, with my old OBS settings, the only way music could get picked up is if it played from my speakers and my microphone picked it up playing from my speakers. Now I'm trying to get that input source directly, and really I have no way to listen to it and test it myself unless I stream, because my recording settings are completely different from the way it works. When I record, it records the different audio tracks and it works great. This way it's a little bit different, so thank you for letting me know that. From what I'm doing right now, from what I'm talking, if you could let me know. It might be the song, it might be my mic might be a little bit too far away, or I'm not talking directly into it. But if you guys are having trouble hearing me over my music, please do let me know, and I can try to adjust it even right now and just lower the levels of my music. Like if I... So question, I just muted my music. Can you still hear my music when I mute my computer? The way it should work now, you should be able to still hear the music because it should be picking up that speaker input. But if not, please do let me know. Now it's good. Yeah, I might have just had that one song a little too loud. I'm not... Really, like I said, it's difficult for me to tell. The only way I can see for the stream settings is to personally go back and rewatch my streams. But thank you for letting me know about that. Can still hear it when it's muted. Perfect. That's what I wanted to know. But also, hey, how's it going, Katie? Hope you're doing well. And hope your ZBrush art block, or just art block in general, whatever you got going on, is getting over that hump. I know that stuff is tough, but I saw that you were working on a little project to attempt to get rid of that. And also it helps to have people that you can talk to about it, I think. Somewhat hold you accountable and be like, hey, how is it going? Overdid it with the weights at the gym. That's funny. I need to do weights at the gym. I just bike right now. So that's really all I can make time for at the moment. But yeah, with an extra half hour to an hour, I can probably fit that in as well. I typically do body weight exercises. That's what I've kind of done for most of my life, but except for a little stint in high school when I was running track. Alright, let's see. We want some twist in our cloth here. Whoops. Do you remesh this real low? How low can we go? Turns out pretty low. But we might want it even lower. So Z-remeshing a couple times just at its lowest to clean that up. Get a decent, quick topo flow there. Whatever works, really. I'm gonna hide this. I'm also going to do this to these pieces up here. These quick little placeholders that look very trashy right now. That were done rather quickly. You know, sometimes it's embarrassing to keep some placeholders on your mesh because they look so shitty. But at the same time, I don't really care. Let's try to do some twisting, as I mentioned previously. So I'm gonna try to overdo this quite a bit at first. And try to bring some of that back. Character project is getting there. Trying to get the mouth right at the moment. Yeah, mouths are some work. Cardio 3 times a week tonight. And toning. Not tonight. And toning 5 times a week. Toning. I like that word. That sounds... I don't know exactly what toning means in this case, but toning. Sounds like some kind of tanning. But I guess you're just toning your muscles. A new exercise. The muscles behind my elbows are killing me. Behind your elbows. Your tricep or more in your forearm coming down. That would be... You know what a lot of people don't realize, the way that your fingers flex and move, you don't really have muscles in your fingers. There's just like tendons that come down through, you know, your carpal tunnel and on top of everything else. And all the muscles for your fingers are in your forearms. And if you put your hand on your, you know, the bottom side of your forearm and creepily wiggle your fingers a few times like I am, you can feel all those muscles flexing. It's just interesting that how that works. The arms in my opinion are the forearms are one of the most complicated parts of the body. And you can simplify a lot of that form, absolutely, but still, you know, very complicated. Especially when you're trying to sculpt them and represent those forms in a good way. But yes, all I tone is my legs, doing the bike, like I said. Need to get a little bit more twist up in here. You can see here that my geometry is starting to like push through to the other side. I have double on so that I can see when that kind of thing happens. In my opinion, double should always be on when you're working on something. I don't understand why it's subtool independent or dependent, subtool dependent. It depends which subtool you have for double to be turned on. You have to turn it on for every subtool, and that's a little weird functionality-wise in my opinion. I think it should just be on by default for everything. Actually, I can use this to try to thicken this and fix some of that merging that we got going on. And some quick pseudo subdivs in there so that I can smooth stuff out. Lower part of your tricep, just behind the elbow. Oh no, that doesn't sound good. No idea how I hurt it. Well, hopefully it's just sore and heals up pretty quick. I'll start creating some secondary forms for this first, secondary forms and folds, but first, you know, just trying to make sure I got the flow of this looking real clean and good. Deathicus says, when going to create a character, do you do any sketches for concepting, or do you just jump into ZBrush and go from what naturally comes to you? I typically like to do concepting in ZBrush, in 3D. In the art world, I put all my eggs in one basket every day, and tend to not practice my 2D skills very often. So this is a rare instance where I am using some 2D stuff that I have to inform decisions that I make with this character, but by all means is the 2D concept not the final say-so in what I'm doing. But typically, you know, I just go right into 3D, and that's what I do. But if I'm working off of a concept that I found online, or some fan art, or something like that, that I would like to replicate in 3D, then that's also what I'll do. What you'll find though is that, you know, you're always going to be faster and always have a better idea of where you're going if you start with a 2D concept. Just because that pre-work, that pre-planning has already been put in for you and done already. So that can be your own, or if you're, like I said, working off somebody else's concept. In my opinion, concept art and being a concept artist and all of that exists as a separate skill completely outside of doing the actual art. Which is why, you know, a concept artist, just because you can draw or paint really well, doesn't mean that you're going to get a job as a concept artist. You need to prove that you can do the type of work required for you to be a concept artist. And that means you have to be able to produce a lot of concepts in a very short amount of time, and be able to iterate on those and create multiple versions and renditions of different aspects of your character, all the way from beginning to end. And like I said, that's a totally different skill apart from doing the actual artwork. In my opinion, it is, at least. I don't like this form here. It twists very strangely, just unnaturally almost. Getting there. Trying to find just a really nice flow here. Getting closer, a lot closer. Just making sure that things are looking clean from all the angles, which is not an easy thing to do. Robert, welcome. Roberto, as we like to call him. Welcome to the stream. We are doing some work, some more work, on Our Lady, of course, and some cloth. And for the people that are just popping in here, as I mentioned at the start of the stream, I have a new tutorial for you guys. Coming out later today. It's about, or it's on, I should say. It's on instancing geometry in ZBrush, and just a quick and easy way for how you can do that. It's something that's often overlooked, but it can be very helpful, very useful for a lot of different things. Nice boobs there, says the Robert. Well, thanks. I didn't really do anything different today, you know. It's an extra thick t-shirt. Maybe that's why they look a little bit bigger, but I don't know. Thank you. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it. Alright. We'll do a little bit of inflate on this, I guess. Ew. Gross. I had a hair in my mouth. It was really bothering me. Grody. So it gets a little bit more thin down here. Try to thicken that up just a wee bit. Oops. Alright. So much more clean now as we've kind of tweaked and worked on this a little bit. Tweak and work. Is that how twerk came about? Tweak and work? Let's try moving this guy a little bit more forward. Not so huge, and yours look nice. Well, thank you. Like I said, I appreciate the compliment. It's not every day that somebody compliments me on my breasts. It's very rare. But again, thank you all the same. Maybe I should wear this shirt more often. It's just plain shirt. Like I said, it's a thick one though, so maybe that's what's doing it. Let's see. Let's try adding some secondary forms to this. I want to... There's an easy way that I can kinda work. Make that a little bit wider. A little bit more maybe. Should be fine. And then I can just kinda mask and rotate this. Alright. So some secondary forms. I like to use the mask lasso a lot. As you guys know, you see me use it all the time, right? I like to use the mask lasso for creating folds though. And we'll try to do that right now. I kind of want to try, now that I essentially worked this way so that I could find a form that I liked, and now that I have a form that I like, I might try to really clean up the geometry in such a way that I can make this actually just super clean and actually have some thickness to it. Some other stuff. Let's see here how this edge flow is looking though. Let me... So some of my edge loops don't twist the way I need them to. The edge flow isn't exactly how I need it. Let's try getting rid of a few of these manually. And kind of modify this manually now. Trying to clean up this edge flow, so I really want to make this nice and clean and get a really nice, well, ooh, you know what? I just thought of something that we could do. I have a better idea than what I'm doing right now. So ZModeler, just gonna select all of these, or actually, you know what? I won't even do that. Delete, polyloop, delete. I'm just gonna delete all of these. So I've worked this geometry, I've got it to a place that I'm really happy with it. Got a nice clean plane. And now, and I think you guys have seen me do this before, but I'm gonna modify this a little bit more here. Make it a little bit more thick and even. So just a polygon plane. And then from here, let me make sure I'm looking at the correct side. Okay. Oh, come on. Thought that would work. Doesn't snap either. That's dumb. Alright, I guess we'll do it the old-fashioned way. And now we have a super clean cloth, and we can crease these edges, which is the whole reason I wanted to do this. Crease edge loop. And look at that. Got a real nice flow going on there. And it allows you to be freehand while you're working and modifying your geometry and use all your sculpting tools and everything else, but then at the end of the day you can just convert it to a nice clean piece of geo. Got a clock off. 3 a.m. over here. Just hit the metaphorical wall. Coming along well though. Good luck. Thank you, Deathicus. Have a great bedtime. A great sleep. How to make it low poly on ZBrush once your character is done. If you're talking about retopologizing your character, there are some automatic ways to do that, but there are also some manual ways to do that, and there's some great tutorials online for doing that. I would recommend, if you want to manually retopologize your character, I would recommend that you do that in a different software and not do that in ZBrush, as the tools in ZBrush for retopo are not nearly as powerful and as easy to use as they are in other softwares. So I would recommend that course of action. All right, we've gotten a little thin up here, haven't we? 3D coat or my light to retopo. Yeah, either works great. I'm a fan of 3D coat as well. I use 3D Coat exclusively for retopo and UVs. But I would like to try Hedis UV layout as well. And just topo gun. I hear people say topo, but it's topology. So topo is what I say, at least. Kind of like Wacom. It's not. It's a Japanese word, and it's Wacom. Wacom. Like you're gonna whack 'em. It's the easiest way to think of it if you're pronouncing it in English. Or like Ubisoft, it is technically Ubisoft. Ubisoft. Softo. Pen, what's going on? Welcome back. Hope you're doing well, and good morning to you as well. Alright, so secondary forms for our little cloth here. We'll look at doing that next. Do I want to delete any excess edge loops? Sure. We'll get rid of every other. Whoa. Just to maybe try to clean that. Clean that up even a little bit more. Alright. So, another thing I would like to do. At the uncanny valley point. Oh no. Well, I guess decide where you want to go. I don't know if you're attempting for realism. So I guess let's subdivide this, huh? Having a bad time making a helmet. Well, guess what, guys? We're all struggling. At least you're not alone. Robert's having trouble making a helmet. Hades in the uncanny valley. I'm trying to figure out how I want to fold this without losing the form of my sharp edges here. It's all about problem solving, though. That's the point. What's the name of the character? This character's name is Akala. and you can look down in the link in the description. First link there, it'll take you to my Art War forum page where I'm updating my character and all the stuff that I'm doing to it. So you can check out that if you want more info on the character. Some complicated stuff going on here. Excuse me. Avamon says, great work. Question, what kind of desk mount are you using for your Cintiq? It's an Ergotron arm. If you want the specific model, I can send that to you later. I don't know which one it is off the top of my head though. I apologize. Mysterious, welcome dude. Hope you're doing well. Very mysterious of you to pop in. wonder... It's gonna screw that up. Soften that edge. Job interview at Nickelodeon yesterday after they contacted me. Waited around all day to hear that you didn't get it. That sounds like fun. So you went there for them to tell you that you didn't get the job. That seems like a strange process. Normally they'll just email you. Interesting. Cody, what's going on? Glad to have you on the stream. And everybody else, all the new people popping in, welcome, welcome. Now I can thank you for advice. Thank you a lot. Hey, Cody, sorry. You're very welcome. and glad to have you on the stream, of course. DreamWorks called me, called Mysterious, not me. They called the Mysterious Animator, and they said they want him for a Netflix show, but you'll have to wait till after the holidays. No emails back. Worst part about the process. Smash that like button, you fools. That's okay. Guys, you don't need to smash the like button. The like button literally doesn't do anything to YouTube algorithms or anything. It's just for, you know, me to know. But I already know that you guys like it, so it's fine. It's cool. You're good. Never been into CG animation work, says Katie. The button that you should smash, aka click, you don't need to, guys, you don't need to smash anything. We can be civil. Just click the subscribe button, or, you know, go follow me on a social thing. I'd prefer YouTube though, because, you know, that's where I post the things. And if you want to be able to see the things, that's where you want to be hanging out, for show. For show. That's how I roll. So I'm kind of being a little dirty and haphazard with our secondary forms. I can always step down and delete some higher subdivs though. Something like, I probably wouldn't want to go that low, but something like even this. And then subdivide back up, and it starts to clean up a lot of this. But I don't want to do that quite yet. I still want to continue adding some secondary little shapes in here and everything else that I can try to find. Some little unevenness in the creasing and everything else. Mysterious wants to get into games. Animation industry is unstable. Well, if that's why you want to get into games, I think you're making a lateral move. I would not recommend that being the reason why. AAA is a steady paycheck, or a stable paycheck. Yes, until your project gets canned, and you're out of a job, and looking somewhere else. Even AAA, I would say, is very unstable, very risky. Risky business. If you guys really want some like inside info on the industry, and depending on what you're going into, I know a lot of people probably watching right now are really into video games because that's what's really popular on YouTube. Well, hey, spoiler alert, this is not a character for a video game. This character is for the Art War competition. But yes, as I was saying, if you guys want some info on that, go search the Character Art Podcast. And go listen to a few of these. They're really good, really informative, and definitely worth your time. And they're entertaining enough and fun to listen to. So go check that out if that's not something you've done in the past. It's by I'm forgetting the name of one of the people in it. Gavin Goulden, Lena, and John Nickel are all the mainstays on the podcast, just a group of friends. And I'm sure you recognize some of those names. Gavin Goulden is working on the Golden, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but he's working on the new Spider-Man game, and Lena and John do have their own toy store, I Has Toys, so definitely go check them out as well. They're doing some live streams all the time right now. I'm not sure what their schedule is, but I'm sure many of you have heard of them. But yeah, go check them out too. And definitely check out their podcast. I'm a big fan. Penn says, use noise on the cloth. I say no. Character is so cool, thank you. Polys and textures is the difference. So just kind of retaining that edge while softening some of this form coming through here. And I'll probably make some, I would have liked to have done some harder transformations on some of these. But you know, talking and sculpting at the same time, not the easiest thing in the world for me. I don't know if we'll mess with that anymore right now. We can adjust some more parts on the rest of our character. No noise. I might do noise later though. Adjusting noise on a few different clothing parts. Right now, unhide everything. So maybe on the hood up here as well, you can get some there's actually some secondary subtractional shapes, Boolean subtractional shapes I want to do on this. So I don't know. I want to do that before we do any kind of noise. And I'm pretty against noise for this style of a character. If you're going for this stylized look, I think noise can be appropriate in certain areas, but you know, on stuff like this, I think it's a little too much. Definitely pushing the barrier too far into realism. I'd like to delete some of these. Ooh, I might be able to delete this actually. Most of these I can't delete, simply because it's going to bleed up into here and then essentially destroy my geometry. So we want to quick save just to make sure that we don't destroy any of that. And then have a crash happen, and then we're kinda out of luck, which would be Let's try another. I want to see if I can get some better topology here. And you can see how much it's like extruding that there, pushing it out. It's pretty annoying. Use noise to get wind effect on the cloth. I'm not really sure how you would use noise to get a wind effect on the cloth. I'm not familiar with that technique. Could maybe like turn up the noise level really high and get some like really large affecting, but you can't really directionally affect that in a controlled way to get like some nice curves going on there. I don't know. Maybe you have something that you've done in the past. But yeah, I love finding little interesting stuff like that. So if you have an idea, let me know. Please. Katie, are you on ArtStation? Asks Immortal. I would think that everybody here is probably on ArtStation. And absolutely, if you guys are, please do go share your stuff in the ZBrush Discord. If you're not a part of the ZBrush Discord, go to my About page on my YouTube channel and click that ZBrush Discord link and you can join up and be a part of the community. It's a great group of people all helping out and sharing information. And you can get a critique there, all sorts of help. If you're struggling, if you're new, if you're intermediate, if you're experienced, either or. All the above works out. Alright, so I remeshed that so it kind of misaligned a lot of stuff here, so I just want to make sure that none of that's really poking through. And adjust all around here. Cleaning those up just a little bit there. And I also want to clean up these. Ugh. Cody says, when it comes to gaming characters, is it necessary to combine all subtools into one object and then burn the UV, or rather keep them separately, such as clothes or jewelry? There are techniques for doing both of those things. I know in a lot of stuff people keep the head explicitly separated to have its own UV setup for just the head. I've tried both, but I don't know how to do it properly and professionally. Yep, Both are used though. The best approach: have a high poly model sculpt, then bake over the details to a low poly model that has all the UVs and stuff in place. Yes, yes, that is the standard standard practice. But what he's talking about is keeping all the objects in one single like OBJ. This is the low poly character, or is it like low poly character head and body and clothes, something like that. And like I said, I think it's dependent on the game, the project, whatever you're working on, the film, whatever. So while I'm working on stuff, I would put like a little thumb up here of my character and what I'm working on and just stick that up there. Ooh, actually, quick save is still like super high. Drop that just in case. If ZBrush quick saves though, I find that it crashes whenever you have something drop to your canvas. So I don't know why. This is new to 4R8P2, and it's pretty annoying. I'm not a fan. All right. So let's try to make room for our cloth here and try to clean this up. We'll come back to this a little bit later and work on that, but I want to look at our stuff around the waist for a little while. So just a quick block out here. And let me show you what we're working with. So just trying to, essentially, I just threw this stuff in here real quick the other night, maybe during last night's stream, I can't remember. And I want to now start forming this a little bit better into some sharper shapes with some more distinct plane changes. So the way I'm going to start doing that is by using my pinch brush and a few others with the move AccuCurve to really exaggerate some of these form changes. Apparently Cody went to a poor university, probably poor in knowledge. Yeah, that seems to be the case for a lot of university graduates. They graduate and realize that they are underprepared for moving into the real world, the job world, the industry. Quotation marks heavily on that. Yes, definitely. Shout out to Mark Brunet. I used to watch his stuff quite a while ago. All the time. But yeah, he's helped me out a lot on my journey as well. Cody says he learned everything from Pixelogic and the internet. Only possibility in his country. I think I've seen almost all of his tutorials. Yeah, it's interesting to think, just depending on your country, certain content just isn't available. Which is unfortunate, but that's the way the world turns. sucks, but it looks like it's quick saving. Maybe. Did it get it? Let's find out. Robert says, looking nice. Well, thank you. I didn't think I, looked that great today, but appreciate it. Getting a lot of compliments today on my looks. Somebody said my boobs look great. I think it actually was Robert. Did we get a recovered tool? Let's check. Your helmet. Your helmet's not looking great. I'm sorry. Hopefully it gets better. It looks like we were able to quick save there, so I think we're good. D3AD. Dead end in Elite Speak. How very 2018 of you. Says, going with the light? Question mark? I'm not sure I understand your question. Going with the light. Not sure if you're talking about my crease flow here that I got going on or what. Try to remesh away. Ah, the art war. This is the dark side. Sorry. Totally out of context. Going with the light didn't make much sense to me. Yes, this is a character for the art war. So I'm guessing you came from the... either saw the art war tag or came directly from the forum. But yes, doing something for the dark side. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're seeing how it goes, I guess. We'll see how the finished character turns out, though, eventually. Trying to take all these blocked out pieces and clean them up at this time. Dark side, I dig it. Can't wait to see the end product. Me too. looks so far. Keep it up. Good luck. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. The first link down in the description is a link to my submission and my updates that are in there. So if you want to check out where we've come from, you can check that out if you're interested. But thank you. I'm gonna try. Let's see what we get here. We might have some problems deleting some geometry just because of the simple fact that this is not retopoed very well. It's just kind of done automatically real quick, and that is not great because that means that, well, one, it's good because, you know, it's done real fast for us, but it's not great because that means that deleting some edge loops isn't always that easy. Got to be a little selective here. Can end up breaking stuff pretty hard, and that's what we want to avoid. No. Just trying to find a shape here that I actually like. Trying to do a crease in to switch it up, but I think we get that from the points between the segments. So I don't know. George J, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. I'm just not a fan of this shape. I'll probably come back to it and mess with it later. And maybe slice it up just one more time into separate geometry. I think this looks fine, this looks clean. Good, good, good. Big poo. Alright, now to block this one out. So we've blocked out all these pieces pretty well. Get some nice clean shapes going on in there. And now for our front little loop here. So yeah, I've been thinking about how I want to do this. I used to actually take karate a while ago, a long while ago. Okay. So we can try this. Actually, I had this split up already a little bit. I'll have to re-subtract out the guts here, because they're not necessary. But, ooh, you know what? I might actually fill that in for the time being, just so I don't have to worry about it. And then for this one, I'll do the same thing. And you can see here that we're getting holes in the mesh, and that's just because this is such a thin surface that it tried to connect and create right there that it's freaking out. And there's a lot of ways to kind of fix that. Really, we won't worry about it for the time being, though. It's not a huge deal. Like I said, I'll like fill it in or do something. Make sure we don't have dynamic turned on for those, because that's going to make ZBrush lag real bad. And then back to our image. Looking at, so I'm thinking slice that into 2 parts and do one over top on the right side. Try something like that. Try this. Just trying to make this a little bit more visually interesting. My slice choices. And like I said, it's probably best that we close these holes up. I need to retighten my ergotron arm. It's been pretty loose lately. It's been annoying me. Just close up those holes real fast. To make sure we don't have a crap ton of holes in our geometry and weird stuff going on. We want to avoid that. And I can reopen up any of this later. No worries. Alright, so we are, let's see, we're a little over 2 hours, so I'm going to bounce out of here in just a little bit. But I'm going to keep working on this belt, playing around with some of these shapes. So if you guys got any questions or anything here before I head out, let me know. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Always appreciate you. So I don't have to, you know, work by myself. And hopefully you learned something new today. Like I said, I got a new tutorial coming out later today, so subscribe if you haven't already so that you can be notified of when that goes up. It's going to be on instancing geometry here in ZBrush, and a pretty unique and quick way to do that. If you guys aren't familiar with what instancing is, I go over that in the tutorial, but it's some pretty cool stuff, and something that I think is very useful to add to your workflow. We'll take a look at that later today when I upload that tutorial. I gotta finish it first though. And no worries if you miss any of the streams, because they also go up on my YouTube channel. Robert says, goodbye, but also, do you like bananas? I do like bananas, yes. That's a very strange question. I would assume that maybe you're eating a banana. Or trying to make some kind of sexual innuendo. I'm not sure. But I like bananas, yeah, sure. I don't buy bananas very often, though, because I can never eat an entire bundle. I don't batch. What's a bundle of bananas called? Is bundle the correct word? I can never eat them all before they go bad. So I feel bad, you know, purchasing bananas and then not eating them all quick enough. Let's get some lower poly counts going on. Absolutely, Cody. Absolutely. Thank you for stopping in. A bushel. A bushel of nanas. There we go. That sounds better. Bushel, bundle, grundle. Ooh, our dynamic settings got screwed up here. Our dynamic settings got real screwed up. I don't know which one I pressed off the top of my head, and I don't feel like messing with it right now. Yeah, there's some more simplified shapes. And here's another song sampling the exact same song from the previous song from Wave Racer. Alright, so I will figure out some more stuff with the belt here. Definitely fixing this guy, because I don't like this piece at all. But yeah, I can turn on a bunch of stuff here. But yeah, I don't know. We've done a lot of stuff during this stream. A lot of cleanup. A lot more decisions need to be made on some of the stuff we got going on, especially with this belt and cleaning up this cloth back here a little bit more. Somebody was suggesting using noise to create wind. I'm not entirely sure how that would work, which sounded interesting, you know, in theory, but not really in practice. But yeah, if you guys want to see some more of my work on this gal, head on over to the link down in the description, the first link there, and it'll take you to the page where you can see my progress on this gal as I work on her. But yes, we've got the body in a good place right now. I'm happy with it, and moving forward, we'll continue to make more changes to all of this stuff, all of the stuff we got going on here, and we got a lot of stuff going on. That's the point, you know. Block it out first, and then finish it after that. But yeah, be on the lookout for that tutorial later today on my YouTube channel. Looks great, thank you, appreciate it, Ralph. Ralph the Snowman. It's still cold out here in Cincinnati, so careful once that warm weather comes around, I guess. But I'll see you guys in the next stream. Thanks again for stopping in, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day. All right, later, guys.